through the back. So we creepin', caps are blue, so you know that we peeking. In our bag for the night.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly.
Yes, sir.
And we are back. My name is Steve. We got Scooter here. And we back for another one. We are back for another one. This is not an episode. This is a bonus for y'all because we've got breaking news, man.
Hey, when you call me, what you be saying?
Emergency! Facts.
This is an emergency episode. We had to run right to the studio.
Yeah,
y'all.
we had to run right to the studio. I ran to Scooter's crib earlier this morning.
Yep.
We were working. We were just working, just doing regular shit.
Yep.
And then, the internet graced us with something very special, man.
It surely did, man. And we are here to talk about this.
Yes,
Woo!
yes.
I'm hype.
The internet is in a frenzy, man. The internet is in a frenzy. Earlier today, I'm chilling at Scooter's crib and just having a nice glass of water. Scooter's upstairs. And all of a sudden, I get a text message from him. And I'm just like, why is this nigga sending me a text message? Upstairs. And he's upstairs. I'm like, he can't come downstairs and tell me what's going on. And then I see in the caption that says, Euphoria?
Yeah, Euphoria.
Kendrick Lamar. And I said, oh, we got action.
Bingo. We got action.
We got action. And guys, this is the heavyweight fight that we've all been waiting for.
This is Ali Frazier.
Yeah.
This is Ali Foreman.
Yeah.
This is Mayweather Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mayweather De La Hoya, if y'all remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is Roberto Duran and Hitman Hearns, bro.
Right.
It's all of whatever you could think of. It's all of them.
Yeah. This is it. This is the main event. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what hip hop needs.
Yes, sir.
I feel like hip hop has been in a weird space.
Very weird, very dull,
right.
Very lackadaisical,
right.
Just mundane.
Just the same thing. It's just been the same type of music. Everybody's been piggybacking off each other. The same artists doing the same stuff. And like now this is kind of like we got energy.
We got a lot of energy.
Where
do we start?
Man. I guess let's start from the beginning. For the folks who don't know, who don't, follow hip hop as much, Kendrick Lamar and Drake don't like each other.
It is very clear.
Yeah, they don't like each other. They're in a beef. No one really knows where the beef stemmed from per se because they have a 8-track together. I
know they got Poetic Justice. Kendrick was on, I think it was Take Care. Was he on Take Care?
Yes, and then I know
verse on Take Care.
And I also know he's on I Love Bad Bitches, That's a Fucking Problem.
Yes.
They're both on that
ASAP song.
The ASAP song. Yeah. So, they've been featured on multiple songs together. So no one really knows how it occurred. This beef really occurred, or where it stemmed from.
I think didn't Drake take Kendrick on tour too? His first tour or something?
I believe so.
Maybe not his first tour, but I think he took him on tour too.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But for me, when it all boils down, it's wrestling. This is WWE.
Yes,
this is all entertainment.
Yes, pay-per-view.
Yes, no one really, for me, I don't think these guys really, really like hate each other. No. I just think this is a battle for who is superior, who is, who's the top, the head honcho.
Yeah. I don't think these people hate each other by any means.
No.
It's all tied back to Universal. But
right.
I think that what I will say is I think that there are different views of the top dog, right?
Correct.
Kendrick is your artist. He is going to take a few years to work on a project. Drake going to slap you with 1 or 2 projects every year.
Right.
Back to back tours.
Right.
But then it's just like how you view it, right? And I think that I don't want to take sides yet. Let's wait for that. Let's wait for that.
So for me, this has been very interesting for me because it's kind of like, as you can see on my wall, I got all of them on there. I mean, I love all these rappers. I love rap music. I won't tell you whose side I'm on yet, dude. So, but we're not on the same side.
No,
so
we're not.
normally we are on things,
Yeah.
but today we're not on the same side. But that's more to come later. But for me, like I was saying, man, I love hip hop. I love hip hop music. I love Kendrick. I love Drake. I love Cole. And for me, this is great, man. I love it. I feel like with the weather and this. I'm energized.
Hell
I'm energized, man.
And we mentioned this earlier this afternoon. I haven't sat around waiting for releases, dog, in so many years, and this has ignited a light, at least in me, to just be like, damn, I can't wait for this to drop.
Right.
I can't wait for this Kendrick got to come out with something. I can't wait for this Drake to drop. Right. Drake got to come out with something. We're sitting by the phone. We're waiting for it.
Right.
We're waiting for these releases, and it just feels invigorating. It feels like a spark of energy has been brought into the genre of hip hop that we've been missing. Where do you think we lost it at? It's been a long time for me.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I can't really pinpoint it where hip hop has been lost. I just feel like, I don't know. It's kind of like in sports where everyone teams up together and everyone makes music together. It's very kumbaya and very and I feel like when that happens, it takes away the individuality of each artist to where it's kind of like, yo, I make my music this way. Yeah. And that's my lane. Yep. I'm not gonna team up with you and be on your lane. I mean, that's your vibe.
That's you.
That's you. And I feel like back in the day, hip hop was that. Jay was Jay, Nas was Nas. Yeah. I mean,
Busta Rhymes was Busta Rhymes.
Busta was Busta, Big was Big, Pac was Pac. Yeah. I mean, and these guys, that was them, to where now
DMX.
Right. You mean everyone had their own lane. Ja Rule, 50. Everyone had their own lane and they had their own team. You know what I'm saying? To where now it's kind of like, yo, let's just be friends and let's make music together and let's, make the same type of music together. So I feel like that's where hip hop has been. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's kind of like you have your favorite artists making music together, which is cool. And instead of making before it was yo, you know what? We'll just hop on a track together. Now your favorite artists are making albums together.
Whole projects
together. Yep. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's kind of like you just imagine you think to yourself yo, what if Big and Pac would have made an album together?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
what if Jay and Nas would have made an album together? You know what I'm saying? Or Jay and X. I mean, what if that would have happened? Is kind of that could have been something special for the culture, but at the same time, as artists, you compete against each other, and that brings a different level out of you. You know what I mean? That brings a different fire out of you. So it's to each his own. But I feel like for me back in the day, I like that competitive factor in it. Was kind of yo, I'm the head honcho. This is what I'm gonna do, and it brings out that competitive nature out of each artist. Where today is kind of not the same. So with this happening now, it kind of feels like that 90s, 2000s
Yup.
rap. I'm gonna come at you, and I'm the head honcho, and I'm gonna, and I enjoy it.
That's what I like the most, is the competition. I think that's what I thrive on with this type of shit, because the competition, it brings a different level of presentation to the floor, right? Yeah. And it makes people kind of think outside of their normal box of I'm creating this project, for my album, for my EP, whatever it is, single, I'm creating just how I would create a body of work. But the competition just brings out some different shit. Your brain just moves differently. It's like fight or flight. And I think that's what is so invigorating to me, just from a competitive standpoint. I love it. But I do have a question for you. What's up? Because this was been talked about for some time now, group chats and what have you. But do you think that the level of quantity that the music is being put out nowadays, and the rapid nature of releases of music, do you think that kind of dulls the excitement for people like us when we're anticipating music?
See, we're older.
We are.
We're
indeed.
older, and we're accustomed to an artist dropping an album maybe once a year.
Once every other
once
year?
a year,
Yeah.
once every other year, and then they'll maybe hop on a feature or two throughout the year. So
let a single ride for a minute.
right.
Yeah.
So, but now we're in the day and age where it's kind of like I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. I need to consume more.
Yeah.
And and so now like artists, as you can see, they drop more music, and
so fast
and consistently, and and a lot of people appreciate that, and it's kind of like he dropped the album here, he featured on this, he dropped a mixtape, he did this and did that, and that's the day and age we're in.
It is.
But not to cut you off, Scoop, but I feel like when that happens, it does take away from the artist in a sense.
Yes,
because it's kind of like Denzel said something. He said something, I forget what the line is, but he was like, too much is not necessarily, like quantity is not always, I forget the line, but in other words, he was saying like when you put too much of yourself out there and it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be good in a sense, you know what I mean? So
yes. And that's how I feel, because like I feel like the quantity and the overabundance of, these releases, I feel like it's overload. It's too much for me personally speaking. Like, it's just way too much, and you find yourself not even listening to music because it's like, damn, like this is too much being thrown at me.
Correct.
And I feel like Jay-Z said it. He's like, you got to spoon feed the people and take that however you want. Take it like how he's delivering his bars,
right.
Or take it to, you give people a little bit at a time. You don't give them too much. And that's how I just feel like the quantity is just so overbearing, and it's just it dims the light on like true art. It dims the light on just like being able to create freely, and be able to create at your own pace and be able to create your best stuff. If I'm rushing to put stuff out, now I'm just slapping shit together. I got a formula, I'm doing it, I'm slapping shit together. I'm not experiencing. I might do something a little different here or there, but like my formula is my formula. I'm sticking to it, and I'm gonna bang y'all over the head with 1,000 joints. Yeah. And like, shout out to Master P, because Master P did it one year. We wasn't listening to it for the quality though per se.
Yeah,
it was vibe shit, and it was just like down south shit, and that's why I respect artists like Jay, artists like Rihanna, artists like Frank Ocean, although Frank hasn't dropped in who the hell knows.
Nah, Frank.
And Rihanna's probably never dropping music again.
She's a billionaire, bro.
You take your time, you craft a body of work, man. It's your baby. You got to take care of it. You got to nurture it. You got to milk that joint. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not facts. And what Denzel said, quantity is not always quality.
Facts.
I mean, so that's the line. I mean, but the thing is that
the game is the game, though.
But yes, the game is the game, and nowadays it's like, with the internet. Like back then, the internet wasn't a thing.
Facts.
So it was kind of like, I can go in a hiatus, and it's kind of like the people need it because they're not going to get it from, the labels were pushing certain artists.
They got to go to the store and get this joint.
They got to go to the store and get it. You'll buy a mixtape or two. It was so much work to find other artists, good artists.
Yes.
To where now you go on Spotify and there's a million of artists.
You just scroll and just randomly select.
Right. So another thing is kind of like, in order to stay in the competition with these other artists and other music that's constantly dropping every single day.
Facts.
You have to also put out music also.
You do.
So
Yeah,
it's in time things change, and you gotta evolve with the times.
You do gotta evolve.
You know what I'm saying?
Times. Yeah.
So instead of you dropping an album maybe once a year, maybe once every other year, I mean, you gotta drop an album. Some artists drop an album 2 times a year.
Facts.
Or I'll drop an album and then I'll drop a mixtape or a little throwaway. You know what I'm saying? To keep
couple song pack, whatever.
Right. And that's
keep giving them.
And that's the appreciation that I have for Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, like, you know, and that's the argument is kind of like, you know, Kendrick takes his time. It's a masterpiece and people love it. He just put his heart and his soul and his life into it. Nigga, please, bro. Nigga, please. Stop, bro. Stop the nonsense, bro. Kendrick took what? 4 years?
For Mr. Morale?
Come on, fam.
It's a long time.
That's a long time, bro. A year, 2 years, 4, fam. Come on, bro. And that's the appreciation about Drake is kind of like, all right, Drake dropped 2 albums in 1 year, right? 2 albums in 1 year. People, you know, oh, you know, it's not that good. It's not that decent. Stop, bro. He's giving you music, and he's not giving you trash.
He's not giving you trash.
He's not giving you certain things you may not, because music is subjective.
It is. At the end of the day.
It's subjective.
What
you
you
mean
like.
certain is what you like. You mean because at the end of the day, like, if we're gonna be for real, the people that listen to Kendrick are not the people that really fuck with Drake like that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cole kind of falls in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But Drake is on one side and Kendrick is on the other side.
Polar opposite.
So it's a total opposite. So for me, I have a big appreciation for Drake because he constantly gives you music and he gives you bangers. He gives you something that you're gonna ride in the car with. He gives you things that you can go through everyday life. You'll hear Drake at a wedding. You'll hear Drake at the barbershop. You'll hear Drake at the club. You hear Drake at a Sweet 16.
Target.
You had Target. I mean, like, you literally hear Drake everywhere. He's that type of artist. And I have a big appreciation for that because he appeals to the masses. So, and that's tough, bro.
So that raises another question for
Go ahead.
me. You know how towards the end of Elvis's career he had that residency in Las Vegas and they was working this dude like 300 days a year?
Right.
Is Drake Elvis?
No.
You don't think they work?
No.
You know how much money he makes for so many people?
But I understand that. But my thing is, like, at the end of the day, I think Drake does it because he likes doing it.
That was going to be my follow-up. Do you think that if Drake had it his way, right, this would be the route that he would take?
Absolutely. He enjoys. You can tell.
This dude was on 2 tours this year already.
Right.
Or like within the last year.
But you can tell, like, you know, Drake enjoys making music. I think, you know, he enjoys putting himself out there, and he's a performer. He doesn't go out there and just stands on stage, and he puts thought into, like, yo, I'm going to bring out this person. I'm going to go to every city. I'm going to do certain things, and sometimes I'll double back to a city. I mean, like, I don't think he's just doing it just like, oh, yeah, I got, you know, I'm just doing it because the label told me I got to do that. Like, nah, yeah. I think he actually enjoys making music. I think he actually enjoys teaming up with guys. Like, he made an album with Future. The streets love it.
21.
Made an album with 21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he loves, and honestly, man, like, and a lot of people, like, they give Drake a lot of flack. But if you go back to old videos and old, like, interviews of certain your favorite artists, Drake has put them on.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And Drake has helped a lot of people. If you go down the number ones list of every artist that he has got a number one, like, there's a lot of people need to pay homage to Drake, man. Like, for real. Like, I know, like, right now, everybody's teaming up against him. Yeah. And everyone's like, yo, like, you know, yo, Drake is fucked up and this and that. Like, fuck Drake, whatever. It's cool. It's cool.
Yes. Yeah,
it's cool to kick him while he's not down.
He's not even down.
He's not even down, but it's cool to do it while everyone's teaming up on him. You know what I'm saying? So I also understand, like, you know, Ross is doing it. You know, he has his own gripes with Future and Metro and all that. But all the other niggas, man, like, come on, get out of here. Kanye, you know. ASAP. And then ASAP was like, yo, I owe Drake. If it wasn't for Drake, I wouldn't, Same thing as The Weeknd. If it wasn't for Drake, I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, you guys got to cut it out, man. You guys got to cut it out because, you know, the facts don't lie, and there's proof. Yeah. There's proof. Go to the footage. I got footage, fam. So yeah, but yeah, that's my take on that, though.
So these niggas, man, it's starting to heat up. But I guess the first track was Like That, right?
Yes.
Off the Future joint.
Yes.
Which Kendrick snapped on that verse.
Yes.
Yeah, he put names on the bullets.
Yeah.
And he said, fuck the big three. It's just big me.
Yeah.
Right. And that was just, you know, it was a pretty short verse too.
Yeah.
Pretty short verse, but that's what kicked all this off. Right. And we can just tell J. Cole put some fucking Fugazi shit out, took it back, apologized on stage. you're out of this fight now.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about.
What are your thoughts on that verse? Because that's what kicked this off, and we can just keep it pushing through there.
I mean, I liked it. It was hard. It was tough.
That song's still number one.
Yeah. But I also think, to be honest with you, I think all this shit is calculated, fam. It's all calculated.
Oh,
man.
yeah, I do it too.
You know what I mean? I think it's all calculated. I think it's like, yo, Future, like, yo, I got a beef with Drake. Metro, like, yo, I got a beef with Drake. All right, yo, Kendrick, hey, do you want to, you want to do this?
Yeah.
And then, we'll team up and, you know what I mean? And it's all calculated, but the shit was fire. It's, and the one thing about Kendrick is kind of like when he raps, he gives you that energy.
You feel it,
You
bro.
feel it. You feel the anger. You know what I mean? Like, he just be snapping in there. And I'm just like, so I thoroughly enjoyed like that. But but for me, it was definitely calculated, man.
Yeah, I agree. It was calculated. Which we once we get into this Euphoria, we can talk about it because he does mention something about that record in the song. So, and then Drake followed up like that with push-ups.
Yes.
Yeah, push-ups.
Push-ups. Yeah.
Told that nigga drop and give him 50.
Yes.
He told him he got size 7 men's on.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah.
He Drake was talking greasy in that.
Yeah.
What's your take on push-ups? Push-ups is a good song. For me, push-ups is a good song. As a diss,
Push-ups is decent. I mean, like, when I first heard it, I was just kind of like,
very underwhelmed.
I didn't like. I mean, because Sonny hit me. Sonny was like, "Yo, this shit's fire." Whatever. I was like, "Relax."
Yeah.
I was like, "Relax. Take it easy, Greasy."
Hey,
it's not.
Sonny, you be getting hyped, bro.
Yeah,
Sonny
Sonny be hype. Sonny be, he bar for bar, like, I guess that's the rapper in him, whatever. But for me, it was just kind of like, all right, it's cool.
It was cool.
I had to listen to it a couple of times to be like, all right,
Get some stuff.
Get some stuff. I listened to it at the gym, and I was like, all right, you know what? It went from it's cool to like, it's pretty good. But for me, I was just kind of like, it's whatever. It was a lukewarm shot. I think it was just a little warm up or whatever the case may be. A little fire in the air, like, yo, all right, this is on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is on. And I didn't take it as like, yo, this is, Drake's like, because if you're a real hip hop person and you know rap music, like, you can't possibly think that this is Drake's like ether.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't possibly think that, you know what I mean? Like, this is Drake's like, yo, main diss record. Like, it's not. And when people was like, yo, this shit's whack and this is this and this is that, I'm like, yo, boy, relax.
Yo, people go so extreme, bro, with their takes.
It's ridiculous. And a lot of people don't know music. A lot of people don't know hip hop. But like we said, music is subjective or whatever the case may be. But like, everyone's a hip hop historian. And yo, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I'm like, yo, fam, this is a warning shot. He's not really like rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I was just kind of like, all right, this is just lukewarm. This just let everybody know, like, yo, I hear you. Here's that shot. Because at the end of the day, like, Kendrick didn't really say anything and like that either. I mean,
he didn't.
He just fucked the big three, just big me.
So they jabbing. They jabbing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
quick jab.
So it was kind of like, it was a feature track. Like, he didn't really like.
It wasn't his track. It wasn't a full track.
It wasn't a full track. He hopped on a feature and he was like, yo, I'm going to, take a shot at Drake, and Cole. And I took it as, all right, cool. And it was like the same thing back, like a little love tap. All right, here we go. All right, so that's what push-ups was for me. So I didn't take push-ups like, all right, you know what? This is personal. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And then he followed up with Tailor Made, which I thought was really clever, how he did that with the AI and the Tupac and Snoop.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought Snoop might have had the hardest verse on that.
Bro, Taylor, it was Tailor Made?
Tailor Made.
Tailor Made is probably one of the hardest tracks for a long time for me, because not only because like lyrically, but like just how clever Drake was in doing that. Because like, we live in a day and age where it's like, all right, you know what? Like, we gotta, before like we can actually enjoy something, we gotta, yo, wait, was this AI?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Like, because that's exactly what I heard Euphoria early this morning. I was like,
Yeah, you got to ask
I
yourself.
said, yo,
Yep.
I was like, nah, this is too hard to be AI.
Bro, I was talking about this at breakfast with my boy George. It's like he kind of like changed the landscape with that tailor-made releases, because one, you got to question if it's AI, which he didn't change the landscape on, but how you can use AI. Once you really started to listen to tailor-made, you can hear Drake's cadences and everything.
Correct.
In there, but it's clever, man.
It's very clever, and that's what it is. Like, it brings a different aspect into the beef, like into
It brings
like
a whole new weapon to the war.
Right, exactly. That's what I was looking for. So for me, it was just like, yo, this is so clever, and that's why for me, it's like, if people think like this is it for Drake, like he's not gonna come back and this is over. Like, Drake has a team behind him. He has a machine behind him.
Yes.
So for him to just bow out gracefully and be like, you know what, Kendrick, you won. This is over. I can't fight back. Like, you gotta be fucking stupid.
Well, after Euphoria, he might have to do
Stop the nonsense.
He might have to
stop
do
the
that,
nonsense.
man.
Stop the nonsense.
How do you respond to this? We're into Euphoria, y'all, because this shit, I've been elevated, levitated, high on this track all goddamn day, bro. How do you... Oh, man.
Euphoria is...
Kendrick is the god, bro.
Euphoria is a great track. It's a very good diss track. You know what I'm saying? But, like, at the end of the day, like, as we can see, like, you know, you have to wait.
You do?
You have to wait. Because you
wait.
seen when Jay came out with his niggas was like, oh, yo, Nas is dead.
Yeah.
Nas is cooked. He's finished.
Ether for
and then
that
he
ass.
dropped Ether on that ass, like, wow. And then it was kind of like, fam. And I'm a Jay fan, bro. I'm a Jay-Z nigga. Like, I love Jay. But when Ether dropped, I was like, fuck.
That's what we all as Jay-Z fans
I
was just
said,
like,
fuck. It was undeniable.
undeniable.
It was undeniable. You couldn't deny it. I feel like this is what Drake has to do.
Ether.
He has to eat. Like, you can't play around with Kendrick. You can't play around with Kendrick. You
not
can't
play.
You can't play around because Kendrick is he's a lyrical monster. Like, he's very lyrical. He may not be very witty or so, like, you know, marketable as Drake is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake possesses a lot of the stuff that, you know, intangibles that Kendrick don't possess.
Yes.
But lyrically wise,
Don't do it.
Kendrick is a monster. So if you're going to go toe to toe, and I think Drake knows that, because
He ain't dumb.
he ain't dumb.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, yo, I'm not gonna go into battle with someone if I know I have no chance.
Facts.
And that's the thing for me. Like, as like, you know, as a realist and as, you know, a hip hop person, like, yo, I'm not gonna do a lyrical battle or go into lyrical exercise with someone if I know, like, lyrically I can't compete. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people make it seem like Drake can't rap. Like, Drake can rap.
Drake can rap.
Drake can rap. And people gonna be like, oh no, other people write for him and all that. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Like, shut up, bro. Shut up.
Everybody
Stop.
got writers.
Everybody has writers, man. Everyone. And people don't understand, like, yo, like when someone, like, let's say I'm in the studio and I'm writing and the Scooter goes like, yo, I think you should say this, or I think you should use this bar, or I think you should say, instead of this word, use that word. And I give Scooter writer credits on my shit. Doesn't mean that he wrote the whole song for me.
Facts.
That means he helped me.
Yeah.
And everyone he's a contributor. Everyone has contributed. K-Dot, Baby Keem has helped K-Dot with certain things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Certain flows, certain this and that. So it's like, come on, bro. Stop. Absolutely. People got to stop the nonsense, fam.
Bro,
you know what
Jay-Z
I mean?
wrote still DRE for Dre and Snoop.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like everyone gets help. Everyone gets, that's the part of having a team. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's a creative process. Bro.
Correct.
Like, you collaborate.
Correct. So for me, it's like, you know, people are like, yo, nah, Drake has writers and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Like, all right, man, miss me. But for me, honestly, Drake cannot fuck around with Kendrick. He can't just, pussyfoot around it. I'm going to hit you with another lukewarm.
Nah.
Drake has to respond.
That shit gotta be boiling.
It's gotta be hot.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Hot off the presses.
Man, he said a lot of shit to Drake with this shit, bro.
Yeah.
He said a lot of shit. He said, fuck 20v1 is 1v20 when you think about the writers you with.
Right.
Yo, man, there's a couple bars, bro.
There's a couple of bars,
that
man.
are just crazy.
Yeah.
I wish if we was going to do a longer episode for y'all, I would pull out these lyrics and read y'all. The verse 3 is just out of this world.
Yeah.
I listened to this song 25 times today.
Yeah. I did about a good 8.
I listened to this
10.
shit 25 times today, but this is the type of, I'm a Kendrick nigga. So if y'all haven't noticed, Steve is on Drake's side, Scooter's on Kendrick's side. We that's just what it is. I got LA ties, man. Sue me.
Scooter's more of the, black elite.
Yeah, tighten up my shit.
Tighten up his shit, what I mean? Black power.
Yes.
And me, I'm like, yo, man, let's just fucking party, bro. Let's get busy. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. He was talking that shit, bro.
Yeah.
He was talking that shit, man.
Nah. For me, this is, this is great. Like, a lot of people was like, yo, it's over. This is dead. I'm like, nah,
it's
this,
not over.
This is just getting started. And I love this.
Yeah.
I love it. I enjoyed it. And a lot of people was hitting my line like, yo, your boy Drake is done. This and that. Yo, bro. Relax.
It just
chill.
dropped today.
It's chill.
It just dropped today.
Chill, man. Let the boy's gonna come through and he's gonna do his thing, man. And if I'm a realist, and at the end of the day, if he comes with some whack shit, you'll hear it first from me and be like, yo, that shit was whack, but I still fuck with Drake.
Yeah.
Still fuck with Drake.
Oh,
you know
I'm going to yell it from the rooftops.
Yeah. But the one thing, and to get more in depth in this, Kendrick diss.
Yeah.
The one thing I did not like, or just, I wouldn't say dislike, but because I know it's WWE, I know this is all entertainment. But one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is the race thing.
Yeah. That's been a big topic too.
It don't really quite sit well with me because it's kind of like you're throwing race into it. You're poking fun at Drake, saying that he's not black, he's a white boy and this and that.
Can't
and
say nigga no more.
He can't say nigga no more. So for me, it kind of, now where this can evolve into a bigger issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A slippery issue.
Correct.
For sure. It's a slippery slope.
Correct.
In terms of war, right?
Right.
I love it. Because, you see Rick Ross, you piggyback off it, you fire that. I love that. But to what you're saying, to your point, in a general sense, it's very slippery. It's tricky, man, because there's mixed racial people, And when we start talking about you're not black, you can't say nigga no more, you're not this, you're not that. You can't tell somebody that.
No.
You can't tell somebody.
Nah, you can't say nigga no more, this and that. And for me, I get it because in war or in battle, you try to pick at people with their insecurities.
Yes.
You pick at their insecurities.
Surely do.
So a part of Drake's insecurity, you would say, is that, he doesn't feel that he's accepted as being black.
Yep. Because
he's mixed. His mom is white, Jewish or so, and his dad is black.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of as part of his insecurities, it's kind of like he's rapped multiple times. They say, I'm not black enough, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. So, in battle, I guess that's what you do. But for me, in my eyes, you got to look at the bigger picture because it's kind of now, could this be something that tear the culture apart?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of there are people out here who are mixed, biracial, who is, half white, half black, or half black, half this, half that. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't J. Cole biracial?
Yes.
Can he not say nigga no more?
According to Kendrick, no.
See, it's slippery.
You know what I'm saying? So
slippery.
So it's kind of and then
after that apology, he might not be able to say nigga no more, at least for a few months.
Right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it it's just, you know, it can turn into something bigger to where it's kind of like, all right, man, like this whole thing is supposed to make the culture like better and evolve the culture, bring that energy to the culture to where it's kind of like, all right, bro, like, yeah, you can't say nigga unless you're fully black or full black or this and that, like 90% black. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop.
Who's to even decide that?
But you know, there's a lot of people running around with that rhetoric. Though.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But who's making the decision like, Drake can't say nigga no more? Like,
I mean, I don't know, Black Twitter. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know.
Who is the fucking president of Black Twitter?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because my whole thing is like, now if you get into the thing like who can and can't say nigga, like, all right, well, you know, Hispanics run around and say nigga all the time. Fat Joe says nigga all the time. He has a song where he says nigga, 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 nigga.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? He says it all the time. So it's kind of like,
you know, you can't tell niggas from the Bronx shit though. So it's Fat Joe good.
I mean, I guess.
Nah, I'm fucking around, bro. The Bronx, y'all fuck with y'all heavy.
Yeah, right. I ain't going there though, but but yeah, man. But nah, man,
real,
it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope.
I don't really like it. I don't think it's really funny because now it becomes a thing to where it's like, you know, there's people out here who's gonna feel like they're not a part of the culture and can't be involved in certain things because they're not fully black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's slippery. So we could do without that for sure.
Right.
From a competitive standpoint, you got to attack the insecurities. So it's psychological warfare at that point, right? So, but again, in a serious and generalized point, yeah, you got to stay away from that. It can actually do some harm.
Correct.
It can do some harm.
Correct. And you know it's gonna be on YouTube, be like, you know, they're gonna have, how did Drake and Kendrick, you know, shape the culture? You know, like, is race, you know, did they shape race in America? Is this a real underlying problem in America? It's gonna be a whole thing. Watch.
It's gonna be a whole
Watch.
thing,
you heard it here first. It's gonna be a whole thing, man.
And kids, but I think about the kids in school, man, like middle school, high school kids.
Right.
They already, like a lot of mixed people get, like you said, they face the not feeling acceptance from both sides. And now you bring that to school and like people start cracking jokes and all that stuff. That's going to be a thing.
For sure. Because it's a thing,
even
man,
more than it already is.
Because my thing is just kind of like, and I know there's certain people, and I think I've been guilty of it because it's kind of like a black person from the suburbs, you'd be like, that nigga ain't black.
Yeah.
Nigga ain't black. You're not from the hood. You're not black.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, is it their fault that their mommy and dads like fucking had bread and were able to live in the suburbs? Nah, bro. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Is it their fault that they speak a certain way? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I remember when I first moved to Philly, like, niggas was like, yo, why do you speak so proper? Like, you talk white. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, huh? I was like, just because I don't say John every second or boy or this or dickhead this, I mean, like, I speak proper. Like, it was like, yo, fam, I was raised. Like, my bad. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. So, you know, I know a lot of people face that. So for my thing, it's just kind of like, you know, you just got to be careful with that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I faced it. Like, you know, I grew up in the suburbs.
Right.
And then coming back to the city, you know, cousins and shit, they be like, oh, man, y'all ain't. You ain't as black as, you know, shit along those lines. Of course. Like, you speak properly like you said, and people be like, man, they ain't all the way black and all that stuff. And it's it's dangerous, man, because, like, one, who is making these rules? Who's making these rules?
know,
like,
man.
how, and, like, what are y'all doing for black people?
Right.
You talking about people as less black. What are y'all actually doing for black people, to uplift black people, to unite black people? Now you're really just feeding into what they want us to be, and that's divided.
Right. Absolutely.
They want us to be divided. Absolutely. Shit, man. We could take all the biracial help we can get if we talking about unity.
Right.
Give me Drake, give me J. Cole, Colin Kaepernick. Shit, everybody.
Yeah, the list goes on, man.
But they don't want us to be united, and that's where I think that this rhetoric is the most dangerous. Yeah. Because they want us to be divided, man. And not to serious this out, because this song put me in a really good mood today. But like, we have to be more united when it comes to serious shit. Like the jokes and the rap beef is jokes and all that stuff. But like for real, people, this is going to cause effects on people. For sure.
Oh, for sure. I was on Twitter earlier and motherfuckers is going crazy.
That's like the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing they talking about. It's kind of like, yo, you can't say nigga no more. And I'm just kind of like, yo, who decided that? Like, who, like,
right.
Huh? Like,
I joke about it all the time. Like, Drake, you can't say nigga, you got to stick to L'chaim, but I'm just joking.
But I get
that's
it.
group chat shit.
Yeah. Facts. What happens in the group chat stays in the group chat. But nah, man, like a lot of people, like they got to understand like that. For me, that's the only thing like that kind of like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Let's,
it's played.
But speaking of, saying things and things that, we can't talk about when it comes to this rap beef shit, what's off the table though? Like,
I thought like women and children were off the table, but Tupac, you had to remind me, Tupac nicks that shit in the butt.
Yeah.
Shit. What is off the table, man? Like,
I don't think anything's off the table anymore, man.
I don't think you should be able to talk about nobody's kids. Like, I think kids should be off the table.
Right.
Unless, like, you're, like, a deadbeat or something like that. But that's to you. That's not towards the kids, right?
Right. Yeah, but
I don't think what Kendrick said about the kid was out of pocket today.
Nah, it's not out of pocket. It could, because the thing is, it's kind of like, Drake had a child with a porn star and, the child didn't really come out until Pusha T kind of put that out there.
Yeah.
So you mean it could be looked upon like, Drake is always traveling. He doesn't probably spend time with his kid. He's not really, Drake is not
teaching him how to pray.
Right. Jake is not really for the culture. So he's not really teaching his son how to be a man and, do all this. So it's kind of like, I can kind of understand it. I think it's a crock of bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, obviously you're going to try to take shots at somebody and, that may be an insecurity for Drake or that may be something that kind of like pokes Drake or rubs Drake the wrong way to where Drake would feel upset because it's kind of like, all right, yo, like this nigga saying that I'm not, teaching my kid properly like how to be a man or how to, grow up properly. So I think that's more of to it instead of like saying Drake, is not a good dad in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
I don't know, man. I really don't think there's any more rules. I really don't.
There's no more rules, man. There's no more rules.
Everything's a go.
Everything's a go, man. I do think like, yo, wives, whatever, man. Talk about niggas' wives, man. Who cares, man? Like, hey, man, like, hey, that's it is what it is. Niggas love their wives, but if your wife had a shady past and she did this, like you knew about this before you married her. So my thing is like, hey,
it's public knowledge.
Public knowledge, bro. So you got to take the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? So
I got one last question. Nothing else has hit me, but you talking about wives and past and all this stuff. Did Drake low key admit to liking young girls in Taylor Made?
No, I don't. No, I think the thing is with Drake. No, I think he was trying to get because it's like Taylor Made was kind of like 8 Mile.
Yes.
It was 8 Mile.
Yeah. You can't.
I'm gonna use all the disses that you're gonna try to use against me before you use it. So now you can't use it.
Yes.
So I think that's what it was. He had an Eminem moment. Was like, all right, you know what? Let me use all this shit before K-Dot tried to come back and use it against me, which was another part of Drake's genius.
I deciphered it the same way that you did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I didn't even think about it until I went on Twitter and saw like a meme or some shit. Just like, did Drake low-key just admit to have it? Or like Drake low-key admitting to liking young girls and everybody saying this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I love Twitter, man. Twitter was the most fun that Twitter has been in a long time today.
Oh, yeah. Twitter was up in a frenzy, man. And I'm not even a big Twitter dude, but I went on earlier.
Twitter was fun today, man.
Yeah, Twitter was.
I put in a couple hours on Twitter today.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I definitely was driving on Twitter. Just living dangerously, being on Twitter, man. If I would have gotten to an accident, it would have been because of Kendrick, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, to go back to Ross, man,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Ross coming out trying to diss Drake and all that because at
I'm
the
not
end of the
either. I
day,
don't like it.
he wanted to do an album with Drake. I mean, like he wanted to. And then honestly, if we're gonna be keeping it 100%, this fight is bigger than you, Ross.
Yeah, just shut up and relax.
Yo, this fight is bigger than you, Ross. I fucks with Ross. I mean, I like Ross music. I mean, he makes extravagant music. Anytime I listen to Ross music, I feel like I'm rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got to understand that this beef is bigger than you, Ross.
But that's where it makes me go back to this all being calculated.
Of course.
So that's that's where that takes me. But with that being said, it's corny. Rick Ross, man, just enjoy your life, man. This has nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you.
This is above.
Nothing.
And there's no disrespect because Rick Ross is that nigga for sure. But this ain't got nothing to do with you, bro.
It's bigger than Ross.
It's bigger than you.
Bigger than Ross, man. It's
But
bigger
I
than
fuck
Ross.
with Wingstop though, heavy.
Yeah. Nah, fuck. No, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna fuck up my sponsorship.
Right. We love Wingstop.
We
over
love
here now.
Wingstop, man. Lemon pepper, huh?
Oh, all flats.
Yeah, all flats, baby. But yeah, man. Other than that, man, like I do believe to leave this topic off. I mean, I do believe Drake is going to come out with something fire.
It's got to be his ether, man.
He's gonna come out with something fire. I believe in Drake. I think it's gonna be fire, and we just gotta have to wait and see.
We're gonna have to wait and see. I'm at the edge of my seat. I was like, whatever. I didn't really think that this was gonna transpire like this.
Yeah.
When it first started.
Yeah.
But I'm at the edge of my seat now. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Kendrick just lit a flame for me, and I can't wait to see what Drake drops. I thought the first two. I honestly thought the first two were so. I was more impressed with Taylor Made, but
For sure. Same.
it's time now, Drake.
Yeah.
It's time, man.
Yeah.
I want that Randy Johnson versus Roger Clemens duel action.
Right.
That Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Let's go.
Bite a nigga ear off.
Bite that nigga's ear off,
Bite
man.
that nigga
Hey, you gotta
ear
do what you
off.
gotta do. This is wartime, baby.
Bite
this
his
is
ear off,
wartime.
man.
Let's go.
Nah, Drake is gonna come through with something crazy. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all heard it first here at 7 p.m. in Philly. You know what I'm saying? You got anything else before we get the fuck out of here? It's cool.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to tell you safe travels, man. You about to go on vacation.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy
About to
that
go
much.
have some Lacuna. Margaritas.
Enjoy that, man. Enjoy that
Yes,
much
sir.
deserved vacation, man. Safe travels and have a ball, bro. I'll be
Absolutely.
looking forward to pictures and shit.
Absolutely, for sure, dog. For sure.
That's all I got.
Yeah, man. For that being said, I'm Steve, the Scooter. I mean, we out here, man.
sir.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. And stay tuned, man. Once we get more stuff from Drake, we'll have another episode for y'all.
Yeah, we
But,
had to come in and talk about this.
Yeah,
today,
we
for
had to
sure.
give y'all a bonus episode. Just for the love, just for the people, just for what we was thinking, man. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we out this bitch.
We out. Go check out that Euphoria Kendrick snapped on verse 3, y'all.
Sheesh.
Peace out.
Bum!
What a feeling.